Welcome to another episode of Film Slacker, the episodes where we take a look at cameras and things with cameras. Today we take a look at the Syma X5C-1, another toy-level quadcopter with an HD camera. The one we ordered was the Syma X5CW.
Yes!
The one we were actually looking for was the Syma X5C1, but we were pretty sure that was the same thing. I say all this because it's confusing. When you look at the Syma series, there are several different variations.
The Syma X5.
The Syma X5C is the old one, the Syma X5C1 is the new one, that's the one we wanted, and when we got the box, it just said Syma X5C on it, pointed out the HD camera on the box, but upon opening it, checking it out, and comparing it with our research, we found out that we indeed did get the Syma X5C1.
Beautiful. Yeah.
The Syma X5C1 comes with everything you need. You've got your controller, you've got the copter itself, the battery, some orange thing, we don't know what that was, and some extra props, and you're ready to go pretty much. The Syma X5C1 is a nice looking little copter. The first thing you'll notice, especially if you've flown other quadcopters, is how light this little thing is. While it's bigger than the Hubsan that we checked out in a previous episode of Film Slacker, the Syma X5 actually feels lighter than the Hubsan, at least comparatively. The Hubsan is much smaller and fits in the palm of your hand and has some good weight to it. You would almost say it's heavy, and that's good for it when it flies. The Syma X5, on the other hand, is much larger. Here's a scale picture. You can see the Syma X5C1 is in the middle, the Hubsan is on the right, the Phantom, of course, there in the back, and you can see kind of the scale of it all. While the Hubsan fits in your hand, the Syma is much bigger and feels much lighter. There are pluses and minuses to the weight of this quadcopter. First things first, a 10-year-old can fly it. It's very easy to fly. Now, Aiden flew the Hubsan when we had that out, which took some getting used to. I almost feel like the Syma is easier to fly right out of the box, but of course, because of his previous experience, he was easily able to fly this quadcopter. It's super light, super easy to control, and he had it flying all around with no problem at all.
It definitely has a different feel to it than the Hubsan.
Yes, very.
The problems arose, however, when you flew the Syma way up in the air, because this thing is light, I will say again, and as soon as the wind catches it, I almost lost it on my first flight. I tried to send it way up in the air, get some nice aerial footage, and any little amount of wind just really took control of this copter, and you have to be careful. You will lose it. I was talking to another guy in Florida who has a Syma, well, had a Syma. It is now in a 100-foot tree in his backyard because of that very reason. The wind got a hold of it, and he was not able to reel it in. Now it's in a tree. Maybe it'll blow out. It's light. We did not lose this Syma, at least not yet. I will get to that story. We got some footage. The camera's weird. The quality control with these different copters is probably not that good, and each one seems to differ a little bit from the rest. Everybody has different experiences with these quadcopters. I've seen some footage that looks pretty good. However, the footage on our supposed HD camera looked a little strange. I'll show you what I mean. Here in the pictures, you can see it almost looks like it has some sort of Photoshop filter on it or something. Reality just skewed a little bit, a little cartoonish. And the same went for the video. The video was cool. It's great for a toy, and for the price of $50, this is wonderful. But of course, you're not going to get any professional video out of this. It is strange looking. I would almost say the Hubsan had a 8mm film look to it almost. The Syma had more of a cartoony look to it. All in all, it's a fun copter and it's a fun price, $50. You can't really complain. These are toys I would have killed for as a little kid. Comparing the Syma X5C1 to the Hubsan X4 that we flew in an earlier episode, they're very similar. They're in the same price range. They have decent video that's fun to play with, nothing professional. The Syma took still pictures, the Hubsan did not. The Hubsan was heavier, easier to fly in the wind, but smaller. The Syma was bigger, easier to fly, but terrible in the wind.
I'm trying to bring it in. It's super windy.
You can't go wrong with either one of them. Originally, I gotta say, I like the Hubsan better, but I think that's because I flew it first. I got used to the Syma, and I really like that too. I asked Aiden, he flew both of them. He said he liked the Syma better, but perhaps that was just because that was his personal quadcopter. Either one of them is a great purchase, and I highly recommend them. Thank you for tuning in. That's a look at the Syma X5 and comparing it to the Hubsan X4 107C. Very soon, we'll check out other camera things or things with cameras. Please subscribe to our channel and check out our other videos. I'm Ryan Thomas Dalton. Thanks for watching.